Our calculator needs integers to calculate sums, but our input method always inputs the value into a string variable. In this lesson, you'll learn how to convert a string to an integer so the calculator will work with user-provided input. Hi, I'm Annette Gotland. I'm the author of the Do-It-Yourself Java Games books. I teach Java programming through creating games. Welcome to the video version of my books. We're currently in the Text Games video series, TG, the first of 4 types of game series. The focus of this series is to cover the fundamentals of Java programming. No previous programming experience is required. You learn how, when, and why Java programs are written the way they are. This series has 16 projects. We're currently working on the 8th project, TG8 Calculator. In this project, we'll create a simple calculator like this. This is lesson TG8.2, where you'll learn to convert a string to an integer. The input method reads user input as a string. You must change the entered string into an integer if you want to do integer addition. First, let's get an input value from the user. Exercise 1. Let the user enter a number. Pause the video if you need more time in any of these exercises. If you want to see how I would complete any of the listings, please refer to the completed listings at the end of this video. In the constructor, add code exactly as shown to get input from the user. What happened? You'll not be able to run the program because you now have a syntax error. Type mismatch, cannot convert from string to int. Input returns a string, but you need to put the value from input into an int variable. To convert a string to an integer, use integer's parseInt method. For example, to convert a string called number to an integer, use integer parseInt number. Exercise 2. Convert the string input to an integer. In the constructor, input a value into a new string named s. Convert s to an integer and put it in a. Hint: use integer's parseInt method. Run it. What happened? The program should wait for you to enter a number, print that number for a, print 7 for b, and then print their sum. If you enter something other than a number, such as hello world, this program won't work. Ignore that for now. You'll fix that in one of the next lessons. First, we'll make this program better for adding numbers. Exercise 3. Tell the user to enter a number. In the constructor, tell the user to enter a number. Run it. What happened? It should have asked the user to enter a number, then use that number in the calculation. Exercise 4. Tell the user to enter a second number. What would you change to tell the user to enter the second number? Run it. What happened? It should have asked for 2 numbers and printed their sum. Exercise 5. Print only the equation. Remove the code that prints the values of a and b. Then replace the code that prints c with code that prints a plus sign, b, an equal sign, and c, all joined together in one string. Run it. What happened? It should have asked for the 2 numbers, then printed the full addition equation. This calculator could be a little more useful if we allow the user to do more calculations. Let's wrap the code in a loop, asking if the user wants to add a couple more numbers. Exercise 6. Add more numbers. At the end of the constructor, ask if the user wants to add a couple more numbers. Put the answer in s. Then repeat all the code in the constructor if the user enters anything starting with an uppercase y or lowercase y. Hint: use a while loop. Note: this new code results in a syntax error. The program doesn't know what s is in the while statement. Next, declare s as a string and give it an initial value of y. That just made the first input line into a syntax error. String s equals input. The syntax error says there's a duplicate local variable s. You're not allowed to declare the same variable more than once. So remove string from the second time it declares s so it just assigns a value. Run it. What happened? It should now ask for numbers, do the calculation, then ask if you want to do more. If you enter anything that starts with an uppercase or lowercase y, it will ask for more numbers and do another calculation. Otherwise, it will not ask for any more numbers. Key points and more. String and integer conversions. To convert a string to an integer, use integer parse int. To convert an integer to a string, add it to an empty string. For example, if num is an integer, convert num to a string like this. Here are the completed listings for all the exercises in this video. This is the end of the second lesson in the calculator project. The calculator now gives the user clear instructions of what to do and allows them to enter more numbers if they so choose. You may have noticed a couple instances where you keep writing similar code. Similar code in multiple locations is often a good candidate for creating a new method. In this next lesson, we'll create methods to add a prompt to the input method, so you no longer need to provide a print statement before each input. We'll also add new input methods that will input a string or an integer, so you will no longer need to type the code to convert a string to an integer.